Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back again to Logic Camp. So today we want to build a Facebook clone. So this is Facebook website. This is actually the login page. So we are building a clone of Facebook, which we are going to call it Blue Book. So we are going to implement the login system. You know, when you put your email, you put your password, then you can log into the system. Then when you log in, you can actually see this page. This is the login page. You see post and all that. See post, then you can see your charts and all that. So, but for today, we are going to be implementing the login page. So, which is this place actually. Okay, so without wasting time, let me fire up my text editor. So for this, I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code. So if you have Visual Studio Code, you can follow along, and if you don't have, you can use whatever text editor you have. Then at the same time, you can get Visual Studio Code from code.visualstudio.com. Then you can download for any platform. Okay, so I have my Visual Studio Code open right here. So what I'll do is to click on File, Open Folder, then right in my Document folder, uh, probably let me use, you can use any folder, but let me use this. So let me call it Facebook. Facebook, select folder. All right, so we have our project folder right here. Now we need to get some files. So let me create a readme file. Let me say readme.md. Okay, so we need to get Bootstrap. Then we need to get fonts that we're going to be using. We need to get jQuery. Yeah, I think for now we're good. Okay, so what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a front-end CSS framework that is used for styling the web page. So in order to minimize um, your CSS code, you use Bootstrap. It helps a lot. It has some classes that perform some function like the deflex, like the row, and all that. So we're going to be implementing most of that in this tutorial. So fonts, we are going to be using the Open Sense. So we're going to get this from the Google Fonts. Then again, the jQuery. So this is a JavaScript library, jQuery. So this is just to minimize the JavaScript stress. Let me put it that way. So we are going to be using jQuery too. So if we don't know, if you are not familiar with any of these or probably all of them, don't worry. We are going to be explaining as much as we can in the tutorial. So first of all, let's go to get Bootstrap. Getbootstrap.com. Okay. So I'm just going to say that because I don't want to be using anything online. So download that. Okay. So while that is going on, so let me go to jQuery CDN. So for this, I'm going to open the one from cdn.js.com. So I open that. It's 3.6. So instead of copying the script tag, I will just copy the URL, then paste the URL here. Okay, so we have the jQuery source code. So I'll just do Ctrl A and copy that. Now, inside the project folder, I will have a folder called JS. So this is where all my JavaScript code will be. So inside that folder, I'll have jQuery.js. Then I'm going to paste that, the jQuery source code. I'll paste it right here. I mean this, I'll paste it there. So close that, we are through with that. Now for the Bootstrap that we downloaded, so this is it. I'll double click to open that. So first of all, let's just extract here. I'll extract the Bootstrap. So I'll open down to the CSS. So we only need this first one. This is the complete version. So what I will just do is to drag it down to my project, drop it there, and go back to the JavaScript, the JS folder. We only need this one. So I will do the same thing and drag it to my project folder. Okay. So JavaScript for the bootstrap.js, I'll drag it to my JavaScript folder, my JS folder. So we have that. Now create another folder for all CSS. Drag it down. Okay. Let's go to Google Fonts. So I'll say fonts.google.com. So now let's search for open sense. Open. So this first one. So okay, let's just go with the whole family. Let's download the whole family. So we'll open that. So we only need the red, which is this one, and the bold. So I'll just extract all. Now copy the bold and the regular. Copy that. Back to my folder. I'll click the folder. I'll say fonts. Then we'll click on the folder. Paste is not there. What's going on? Okay, so let's just drag it down to the project folder. I love doing this anyway. Okay, so we have that. Now inside the CSS folder, I'll create a file called fonts.css. So because we want to be able to use this font inside our code, so I will just say at font face. So you can see the suggestion right here. If I click the suggestion, it's going to give me this. Then for the font family, I'll set the name that I want to be using for the font. I'll say blue book regular for this one. Then the source will be back in one step, then fonts, then this regular. So you can just do the same thing for the bold. Blue book, bold, bold. Okay, so we have the fonts right there. Now, inside the main directory, I want to create the home page, which is index.html. I will just have h1 tag that says home page. Okay, that says home page. Or probably have the structure. I mean HTML structure. So what you need to do is just type the exclamation mark, then press tab. So have that. Or at the same time, you can use HTML, then scroll down to HTML5 and press enter. Oops. HTML5 and press enter. Still have the same result. Let me say home blue book. Now let me have H1 that says home page. Now let's click open with live server. So if we are on Visual Studio Code, and just click on open with live server. So if this option is not there, all you need to do is to go to your extension and search for live server. So this requires internet, live space server. Okay, so this first one, you have to click that and install. So once the installation is done, right click and say open with live server. Where are you? Okay, now we have the home page right here. So, but we are not working on the home page for now. So we're working on the login page, login.html. Okay. So for now, if I get on with that, I want to have a CSS file called global.css. So this will actually carry um all um like some general styling. Let me put it that way. So I'll say all elements should have margin of 0. Then box sizing should be border box for all elements. I'll say primary color should be color of let's go 187.7f2. So this is actually the Facebook blue. Then the secondary color. So this is the green color. That is Facebook green. So I'll go 42B7 to A. So that is the green color. Now I'll say primary BG. Say this will be background of the primary BG. Okay, yeah, that is actually this first one. Then I just want to put important. Secondary BG, even though we won't need this. Say background, that's important. Okay. Now I want to have the main BG. It's a gray color. So I'll say background. So I'll go F0, F2, F5 for that. Okay, what else do we have here? So I actually took down all the colors. Okay, so let's say black color. So we will be using F4, F4, F4 for the black. All right, so let's assume we are done with this. Now let's hook in all the files. And again, I want to say all the p tags should have font family of blue book regular. That's one. Blue book regular. Okay, so we're true. Now let's get down with the login page. Login page. So I want to have an okay. Let's just first take a look at what we are doing here. Okay, so this is Facebook login page. Let me get rid of this. Now we have two sections here. The first section contains the logo and some text. The second section contains the login form and create page. Now let's start by saying a division with class name of roots. Then this is going to have the main BG as another class. And remember, the main BG is actually this. It's going to be background of gray. Okay. Now let's have another class, another division with class name of row. And before let's have container first. So the container and the row, they are both Bootstrap classes. So that means we need to hook in the Bootstrap. So it's this one, bootstrap.css. Let's go to CSS, bootstrap.css. Then before that, I want to have the fonts.css, which is that our font file. Go to CSS, font.css. Then again, want to hook in the global.css. Okay. Now we have the row. Now inside the row we have two columns. Remember, division with column. Let's just go column on medium size should be 6. So this is Bootstrap classes. So I'll have another one. So these two are Bootstrap classes. So this will be for the logo and the intro, and this will be for the form. Okay. So if I click this and stay open with live server, so far so good. We have this. So we have two columns. But when I resize my screen size to iPhone, see that we have them stacked vertically. But if it's on big screen, it's going to be horizontally. So that is the work of the row and the column medium 6. So this will take half on big screen, half on big screen. But if it's on small screen, it's going to be full. So that's why we have them horizontally like that. Okay. Now for now, let's go H3 and say blue book, and let's go P tag and say Facebook helps you to communicate and share with family and friends. And don't forget, we are actually doing blue book. Okay, so for this one, I'll add a class, a bootstrap classes. I'll add some bootstrap classes. Flex, justify, content center, public. Okay, let's say flex. You see, what we're actually doing is to convert it to uh, flex, display flex in Bootstrap, in CSS, display flex. But in Bootstrap, we can just use this dflex, the dflex class. So it's going to make it a flex. Then if I say flex column, so it's like this, like row, like this is going to be column and save. So we have it column like that. Okay. Now let me just add another class here that says logo contents. So logo contents. So let's deal with the form data. Now let's have a CSS class that says login.css. So this is going to take all the styling that's login page styling. So at first for this logo.contents, I want to set the height to 100 VH. Yeah, uh, okay. Yeah, my bad. We need to actually link that CSS file, login.css. Now we have it like this. Okay. So for the H3, I'm gonna add class of primary color for the H3. Then I think for this one, I just wanna add class of black color. So inside my CSS, I'll say logo container. Then the H3 should be font size of 3.1 m. Then the font weight should be 900. Okay, so we have this. I think this is. But before we go back to change that, let's add some styling. Font weight 400. Then the font size should be 24 pixels. Now, just remove this black color class here and probably put it text danger. This is a bootstrap class. Oh my god, not danger, dark. So you want to see all the bootstrap classes, just go to get bootstrap.com. and go to docs. Okay, so you can see all this here. So for customize, then for form, this is form stylings. For layouts, you can see grid, container. This is container. So to use it, you only need to call container and explore some other functions. So if I say something like display, if I search for display property, now we have all types of display block, display inline, and more like that. So you can just go ahead and explore that. So let's get on with the form section. Now for the form, I want to have a class name of form container. Then I want to have a form with class name of form. Okay. Then inside that, I want to have a div with class name of form group. Then an input tag, placeholder, email address or phone. Yeah, I guess that's what Facebook did. Yeah, phone number or phone number. So I have another form group and say input placeholder. I think that should be enter your password. Yeah, just password. Then you want to add class to the two of them. Bootstrap class, form control, class of form control. Okay, so we have that. Now, what I would just want to do is to just pass in my2 to this. So this is saying that we should have margin of 2 on the y-axis. That is the top and the bottom. So you can see that we have some spacing right there. So what we have next is a button that says login. So class, passing btn, passing width of 100. These are Bootstrap classes. Then our own costume class, which is primary bg, just to give it the blue background, as you can see. Then another Bootstrap class. Move on the Bootstrap class here. Text white. So this will make the text to be white. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think for now we're good with that. Then we want to have an anchor tag, then HR tag. So the anchor tag is in the middle. So I use the center just to center this. Let's say forgotten password. So this is going nowhere for now. Class of primary pg primary color rather. Then a bootstrap class text decoration none. Okay. Now we have HR and another button. So HR tag, that is horizontal. So another button. So I'm just going to make this a tag instead of button. So this is going to say create accounts. So this is not primary BG, this is secondary BG. Okay, yeah, right there. But this is not actually width of 100. No. Okay, that is how it is. Now I want to center this also. I'll say center. So that should go to the center. And check Facebook on. You can see that we have some font weights. I mean the text is bold. Let's pass in font weight of 400 Bootstrap class. Is it working? It's not working. Let's say font weight bold. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, I think that is perfect. So let's do the same thing here. Font weight bold. Okay, okay. Now I think we're almost done with this. So let's just put this right after the form. Right after the form container. Right after the form container. So what I've just done is to just copy this. I don't want to be- So put that inside p tag. Then make this an anchor tag. This is going nowhere yet. For the page and also make it strong. And also add some classes to the anchor tag text. Okay, we don't want to do it here because you know the Facebook one when you hover on it is going to give you this. I mean the underline. So I think we're good. So let us add class of text dark. Okay, yeah, we have that. Okay, now let's style this. You can see that with the help of Bootstrap, you don't need much CSS. So what we do now is to actually add another class here that says form and create. So form create. So this is actually create. So and this is form. So I think the name is cool. So let's say height of 100 view age, just like that one. Okay, and again we can add some more bootstrap classes here, just like this one. So just copy it and just paste it right before form create. Yeah, cool. Okay, it is the size of the form. I mean the form container, and again make it background white. That is BG white bootstrap class, rounded bootstrap class, shadow bootstrap class. Okay, then P3 bootstrap class. Okay, and probably MB3 bootstrap class margin bottom for the form. Okay, so what we'll do next now is to say the form container. The form container should have weight of 80%, then probably some margin by the left should be 20 pixels. Okay, okay. So the same thing to the p tag, that is the p under the form create, the p. So let's just copy this, paste it here. Okay, so we just tell the p that font align to the center, so that will go to the center. Okay, so far so good. Doing good. Okay, so we got to remove this anchor tag, remove this underline, font size 14 pixels. Then from create the p tag and the anchor tag. Say text decoration should be none. But when I hover on it, on this A, when I hover like that, say text decoration should be underlined. So if we go back over on it, we have our text decoration. Now let's target the form itself, form container and the form, then all the inputs, then at the same time with the buttons, from container, from button, their height should be 50 pixels. That is for the height. Okay, cool. Then at the same time, I think for the anchor tag, whoops, we don't want to set height for the anchor tag. So I need to be big a bit. Okay, I think this is cool already. This the padding of the create account button. This padding, so let's just give it like py should be 2. Whoops, should be 3. Oh, is that not too much? 2. Facebook. Create new account. That is where the problem is. Create new account. Notice about this is when on this it gives me darker. And the same thing to this one. So when I hover on the button, which is this button, should change the background color to 0E70F0. Okay, and please important, we have some reaction there. Okay, this is Facebook. Oh, that is actually an over right there. Yeah, we have it. Now let's do for this create new account. This anchor tag on the form. So this anchor tag on the form. Just make it to be. Just make it to be. I think that is 1C8305. Yeah, that is it. Whoops. And I want to go on over. I need to add some classes here just to differentiate this one. Let's say create account btn. So instead of all this drama, let's paste that there. Okay, so this is our, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And probably add some more padding to this. I don't know, probably just go padding top, padding bottom. Okay, so looks like 15 is not enough. So just make it 20. And it's not, that is not reflecting. So let's pass in important. Let's go to the bottom. Oh my god, this is bad. Let's crop that. Let's cut that. So it has to be for the create account button. So I'll go from container, the form, and the create account button. Paste it. Whoops, that's too much. Make it 1010. Okay, yeah, so we have it like that. Yeah, I think we are good with this. Yeah, we're good with the login page. So on Facebook, when you click on this create new account, the sign up box or sign up form is going to pop up. Now let's deal with that. So right here, I'll just have right here, I'll just have, let me say, division with sign up container. Then inside that, I'll have a division that says a division with sign up wrapper. Then we're going to have the form container, sign up form container. Then inside that we'll have the header. So let's just use header tag. Let's have a div and h3 for sign up. Then the small tag, I guess the small tag with class name of black color that says it's quick and easy. Now this we want to have an anchor tag with content of times. So this is going to give me times, which is this times. Okay. Now let's start from the h3 first. Class of font weight font weight bold. Font weight bold. Okay, let's leave that. So for the anchor tag, class of text decoration none, and I think that is okay. That is black color, I guess. So let's just say black color, and let's say font size too. That is Bootstrap class again. We have that. Now let's set the header to deflex, justify content between. So it's going to come like this and like that. Okay, with the header. So let's have HR. So we will still have to come back to do some things there. So let's name, surname, mobile, and email address. So let me just open Notepad. It's coming back here every time. Okay. So first name, surname, mobile number, or email address, new password. Okay. So for now, let's go with this. Okay. Just to make things look more better, let's pass in padding x of 2 to this one. Okay. Okay then. So before we move down to the main form, to the main sign up form, let's quickly do some styling to this. So I'll copy that. So what I'll do, so what I did is I press Ctrl 2 so as to split the Visual Studio Code from me. So from here, from this other one right here, I will open the CSS. Okay, so I'll toggle this Okay, I just don't want to be coming back, just to make things easy for us. So I'll say sign up. Yeah. So for the sign up container, we'll set the position to fixed, set Z index to probably 1000, set the width to 100%, set the height to 100 VH, set background to RGBA, that is 255, 255, 255, 0.7. So display will be none, but that will be later. So if I save that, now we have this. Okay. So for the sign up proper, we have height of 100 VH as well. Have weight of 100%. We'll have display of flex. We'll have justify contents. We can actually do all this in using Bootstrap classes. So I actually forgot. Align item center. Okay. So for the sign up form container, uh, okay, set the width to, I think, 480 pixels, and let's just pass in BG white, that is to give it background of white, and let's save this too. Is that enough? Yeah, let's go with that. That is enough. Okay, so let's add some Bootstrap classes to this. Let me close this for now. Let me increase this. Okay, so Bootstrap classes for the sign up, for the for this one. So let me say shadow. Let me also say one dead. Okay, so we have that. And probably for this header, let's just go padding top. Should be two also. Okay, now go back to Facebook business. So we have our form now. Please don't forget to pass in class of form. So what we need to do here is so I'll just press control F11. So what we need to do here is to have a form group, then inside it to have an input that says class of form group, then placeholder should be first name. But there's a problem here. The first name and the surname, they are beside each other. So I can just keep everything inside the division with class name of row, then move this inside, then pass in class of XS6. So I think even on small screen, it's still half of that. And for this one, let me move that here. For the sign up, we said 480 pixels. We can actually do it this way so as to make it responsive. So it should be that. So that means it's going to be 95%, but the width cannot be more than 480 pixels. So that when you open it on small screen, it's just going to like full the width of the small screen. I mean 95% of the small screen. So I think let's see what we got so far. This is not looking good. What is going on? Oh, I use class here. This should be column, column. Just go. So that actually works. No, we don't want to use it this way. So let's say column. Probably let me say SN6. That is on small screen. Okay, this works. Let's say XS. It's not working. Let's just leave it on small screen. 6. Okay. Now I think this should be from. Oops, what have I done? This should be from control, not from group. Okay. Then probably M0. Yeah. And for the form, probably PY2 also. Yes, yes. Or probably PT1 and PB3. That is for top should be 1 and bottom should be 3. Okay. So let's try something here. Let's say BG muted. That is not working. And let's place it right after this. Let me go back on that. Yeah. Is it me? I don't know. I just want to make the background to be somehow. Let's say main BG. Okay. So just go with the default one like this. So now for the oh yeah, I remember. So let's just make this column 6 and this column 6 and this new one should be column 12. So this is going to take the full of the row. So that means we don't actually have problem here. So for this one, call it mobile number or email address. Okay, and don't forget the my2. Okay, so we have the email address and the new password. Just copy this, set the type to password, and set the placeholder to new password. Okay, so I think this also deserves some my2. Okay, everything is balanced. Now let's go back to Facebook. Now date of birth. So to actually do all this is going to take some of our time. So we're just going to ignore them. So date of birth, quotes off, and from group. This doesn't do anything. Okay, so let's have label small that says date of birth. Date of birth. We'll have div that is actually class of row. So we'll have a column that is a select tag. So the name will be, so let's go ADOB. the GOB. So inside that we'll have options. The first one will be empty. So we are going to do this in a programmatical way later because I don't want to be using my hand to be writing one. This is actually going to list out the days of the months, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. So we don't want that to happen using our hand. We are going to use JavaScript to do that. Okay, yeah, cool. So let's pass in class of form control to this. So Bootstrap will help us to format that. Yeah, form control. Cool. Now let's just copy this and call this. This will be months. Months. So let's assume this is January. I don't know what you want to call that. January. Probably to just use their months for that. So let me just use their number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it will be easy for us to format later. November. Oops. This is October. This will be September. This will be August. This will be July. This will be June. This will be May. This will be April. March. February. Okay, so we are through with the months. And let me just copy this. This will be the year. So that is the year. So let me get rid of this. Do not save. Okay. So I'll get rid of this too. So I've deleted the one I will have under the days. So bring this out again. Inside my JavaScript folder, have login.js file. So let me just say alert of hello. Okay. Now let's hook in the JavaScript. It's a script with source JS login.js. So we should have alerts. That means our JavaScript is working. Okay. So for the days of the week, we just want to say document dot get elements class name. I'm sorry about that. My ID should be gdob dot inner html plus equals to the option tag that says probably starts from one value one. Okay, so we don't want to keep on doing it one by one, so we just use for loop. So say hi. Now we are going to 31. What's this? I should have done that the right way. Okay, I want to make things fast. So for I is equals to 0, so we are going to start from 1. Then I is less than or equals to 31, then I plus plus. So instead of putting down this 1, we're just going to put out the value for 1. So I was able to use this JavaScript method because of this thing. So it is actually the sign right beside 1, the key 1 on your keyboard. So just passing I. Okay. So once that loads up, we should see it right from 1 to 31. Okay. Now we have that and this for the select, that is the year. Just saying YDOB. So now it's not going to be from 1, it's going to be from 1905 to the current year that we have. So right at the top here, I'll say const today equals new date. So this is going to give us today. Now from the new date, I'll say from the new date, I'll say today dot get full year. So this is going to return 2021. I mean the current year. So that should start from 1905 down to 2021. So imagine how it will have been when you are doing it manually. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Now let's go for the gender, which is this one. So we still have something else to do over there. So let's go for the gender first. Okay. So this stops here. Now let's have a div with called 12. Then from group. Now let's have a label. Then small tag inside the label that says gender. I guess. Okay. So for this small tag, let's just pass in class of, let's go black color first. Not really sure about that. What is this? Okay, yeah, I think this does it. I'm just looking at this color right here. So let's just leave it with that. So we have to do the same thing for the date of birth on to class of black color. So we have row, we have column. So for the gender, we have the female, male, and costume. So let's just have label that have class of width of 100. So let's say this is for female. Then inside the label, you just want to have inputs. The type will be radio, name will be gender, value will be female, then ID will be female. So just copy and paste that. So this will be male. So I'll highlight this and press Ctrl D so as to look for the next one. And the next one, which is the ID. I'll change all that to male. Then this last one, I'll change it to order. Okay. Okay. So for the label, for all this label, I don't know how class of from control. Let's see how that will go. Yeah, we have it. And again, I want to put female here. Yeah, that does it. So let's add form control to this. And let's add email here. Let's add other here. And let's say from control. Oops. Oh, this is control. Okay, so we have that. I can toggle that, toggle, toggle, toggle. Okay. Now to this, so I'm just going to copy this. So right here, I'll have a div with class name of control. Then just have a p tag and paste that. Whoops. This is what I want to paste there. So paste this there and have another div that says control. So this is just going to be a button. Just have a button right there that says sign up. So pass in some classes that says VTN, that says PX4, okay, and that says font web board. So check that out and just make it to the center. So center, don't forget, you don't want to be. So right inside this place, what do we need to start here? Just these two, as everything else is cool with the help of Bootstrap. So just have my2 right there. The same thing my2 here. Okay, so let's just pass in another class here that says sign up btn so as to make it easier for us. So under sign up form container, under the form, the only p tag that we'll have there, which is this policy p tag, this one right here. Font size should be smaller. Yeah, let's go with that. Then margin top and bottom should be 10 pixels, left and right should be 0. Okay, I think we are overdoing this. Okay, yeah, that is way too small. I don't know. Just make it X small. Okay, we are going to leave it like that. Okay, so for the sign up for the button, we name the button sign up button. So we are going to pass in background of. So I have the color right here, 1C8205. Okay. Okay, so we just need to pass in important. Okay, just I just say something like color white. Again, I have to use important. Okay. Now I want to set the overall effect of this button. When I hover on it over, then the background should just change to 1C83058E. So this is what I'm saying. You say that. So you go to Facebook, you pull your mouse on it. See, and now let's work on the padding. This is already for it. So let's just do it in CSS. Let's say padding left 30 pixels, padding right 30 pixels. Okay, let's pass in important to that. Okay, that is not enough. Let's make it 15. Yeah, that is it. Okay, so I don't know. We are just doing good. I mean, so good. Okay, I actually want to do this like this. Okay, so then again to close up the spacing here. I mean, okay, not that. To close us to remove this, and again to pass in 0. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have the sign up setup, but by default we want to hide this. Then when this is come up, when we click this, it should go off again. Now, so inside the login, I'll have a function that say function close sign up. So I'll just target that using jQuery. I'll target the sign up container dot fade out. So since we are closing it, it's going to fade out that in 1 second. So this is it. This is going to fade out in 1 second. That is the 1000. And to open it, which is to show sign up, show sign up, it is just going to fade in. Oh, this is fade out. I don't know. Oh my god, I'm confused. So this is fading. So I want to say when I click on this, we want to execute the close sign up function. Then when I click on the create account button right here, by clicking not that, okay, right here, by clicking on the create new account, this, I'll click. We want to just say show sign up. So if I click this, that should go off. Nope, it's not. Oh, yeah. Where the problem is, we didn't actually. It's not defined. What happened? Close sign up. Oh, everything is small letter. Let me just search for that. Close sign up. Everything is small letter. Okay, so if I click that, okay. So now we are having this error simply because we haven't linked the jQuery library. So I'll just say script, then go to the JavaScript, then grab the jQuery. Then with that, let's just grab the Bootstrap. Although we don't actually need the Bootstrap JavaScript. Yeah. If I click this, that should go off. What happened? Okay. Let's set the container to display of none by default. This one that will comment out. This one. So it's not there. So if I click this, that should come up. So I think I've actually switched the function. This should be fade out, while this should be fading. So if I click that, what is going on? Going on? Yeah. Okay. Probably let us see if if we are actually targeting the function. We don't have the function. So we don't have the function. Let me just copy this. Just say show sign up. That is it now. Oh, imagine. So I didn't actually pass it to this one. So we should have the alert and that should come in. So when I click it, it should go off. Yeah, that is it right there. So close the alert. So now for these two, for the login contents and this form create, I want to say on small screen size, that is at media, then max width of 900 pixels. Oops, that is 900 pixels. Then this height, and also the height of form create, the height should be fit content instead of the normal 100 VH, just like this. Okay. So if I click on sign up, we have this. If I click it, it's going to go off again. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, but for the for the login create, we want to have some margin top of like 10 view H. Is it there? Of 30 pixels. I don't know. Oh, probably I've added some margin before. Let me just make this 20 view H. Let's see if that is not too much. 10 view H. Okay. So for this form, so I don't know what we put the form. So this is actually the form, this form right here, the form container and the form. The width should just be 100% and margin left should just be 0. Okay, it is not actually to the form, it is actually to this form container. Okay, and probably 95% and just set some margin 0 auto. Okay, so now we have that. We have our login page. So for the roots, we actually need to pass in height of 100%. That is a bootstrap class. So the reason we are doing that is when we are on small screen, you can see that there's still some white spaces left. So I think we only need to put in style height of 100 VH. That should solve the problem. Yeah, that's actually solved the problem. but I don't want to put it here. So I'll just put it inside this one right at the top that says root height of 100 rate. That is it. Okay. So we actually have this login. Then I can create new. I can click on this to create new. Alright guys, so in the next section we are going to be looking at how we can implement the login system. So we are going to be using PHP for the backend. So we are going to be using PHP to implement the login system. So whenever I put in my details and click login, I should be redirected to the home page. Thank you very much guys. So see you in the next section.